Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Both channels, actually, because we're going to be putting this on two channels. It's a unique crossover video that I'm going to be doing on both here on Litecoin Leader and also on Economic Preppers, or actually on Economic Preppers and also over on Litecoin Leader, however you want to phrase it. But this is the first time that I'm going to be doing this, and I'm going to be doing it probably on a weekly basis now over on Economic Preppers because I'm the altcoin guy. I'm the guy that, tries to stay on top of the altcoin stories. If you have good altcoin stories, I always appreciate them. You can send them to me. You can send it info at Economic Preppers, or you can send it to Jeff at Litecoin Leader, or over at litecoinleader.com. Join the telegrams that we have. We have free telegrams. They're going to be posted in the details below, both for follow the leader. That's for the Litecoin Leader, but also for Economic Preppers. So if you have an altcoin story that deserves some coverage, please share it out. But what I want to do on this video and this weekly review is just go over like the top 50 or so projects and what they are, what I think about them, topics in the news, and just a sort of weekend review. And just, this is going to be a very high level. Do I like them? Do I not like them? What are they? What is their use case? What's the point of them? So let's just jump right into it. So let me share my screen. Here we go. We're going to do this. Okay, so this is, and I'm going to have to zoom in. So I'm sharing CoinMarketCap, but I'm also going to flip over to CoinGecko and then see which one looks better. Both of them work just fine. I don't need that. Thank you. I think let's use CoinGecko. So again, remember that you can use CoinMarketCap, which also says shows the fear and greed index too. And you can see XRP is trending. That will be certainly a conversation we have, but CoinMarketCap.com and CoinGecko.com are the two top places to get information as far as your top 100, more details on each project, and so on. So I've zoomed in here. I'm going to review the first 50 or so. Bitcoin, that's first off, altcoins. What are they? Altcoins are any coin that's not Bitcoin. So we're obviously skipping the big dog here. Bitcoin is the number one. It just went under 30,000. Let's see, the dominance is going to be probably on here. So CoinMarketCap, so you can see they have 26,000 projects, which is an amazing number. I don't know what the number is on CoinGecko. They say only 10,000. So that's a big discrepancy. They say Bitcoin dominance is 47%. Over on CoinMarketCap, it's 48. Close enough. Call it just under a shade on between 45 and 50%. What that means is that Bitcoin, clearly the number one dominant cryptocurrency out there on the planet. It's the Kleenex, it's the Xerox. And like when you think of tissues, you think Kleenex is the top brand. When you think of copying machines, you think of Xerox, that sort of thing, like computers and Dell, that sort of thing. So you get the idea. Just like, cell phones and Apple. Anyway, you get the idea. Bitcoin is the number one, but let's start to review the top 50. Number two is Ethereum. Those of you who don't know Ethereum, that is the number one project. And when you talk about altcoins, you want to know about the use case. Ethereum, simply put, it is a platform for other projects to build upon. You don't have to build your own blockchain. And it's the first one that was out there that had smart contracts, meaning that they could execute things. You could write a program so that, if I will send you 1 Bitcoin, if you give me this, and then we would have to agree on that. And then the smart contract would execute and finish the transaction on the blockchain. Tether, we don't want to talk about too much. It is a stable coin. It is basically out there to talk about. I have no idea what kids are doing outside today, but Tether is basically a stable coin. It's not a good project. We find it very suspect about who's behind it and also whether they actually have the financials backing what they say. They say it's dollar for dollar, but I think it was Coin Bureau did a nice audit on them. They've got a lot of paper behind it, like commercial real estate. It's a difficult project. Most people that have been in crypto for a long time will tell you if you need to use USDT because you need to sell something and move it to a stable coin, do it temporarily and then move into something else because you don't want to be in Tether very long. XRP, that's the big one this week. XRP had a big story that came out last week. Finally, a judge ruled somewhat in their favor to say that they're not a security. The SEC didn't win. Neither party. The SEC has been suing XRP for several years, contending that XRP is a security. They've got Coinbase to remove it. They basically made it very, very hard to get in the United States, although we can, if you need some or want some, let us know. But we can help with any cryptocurrency. But XRP The primary use case has been to help banks and to move funds from bank to bank. So that's strike two on the list of strike one. It's hard to get in the United States. Number two, if you don't like the central banks, then you probably won't like XRP. But it does have a utility and it has a usage, and the value went up and nearly doubled. It went from 40 cents to 80 cents last week, trickled down to 73 now. Moving on, we have BNB. That's Binance's stablecoin, or not stablecoin, but that's their primary coin to use in their exchange. Binance is being pushed out of the United States, so that's really not too relevant. Skipping over USDC, which is the top stablecoin in my book. I'm not going to go over that. Cardano, number 8. So let's talk about Cardano, and I'll throw in Solana as well. Cardano and Solana, they are both platforms that do similar things to Ethereum, but better. So Ethereum's claim to fame, as I mentioned earlier, smart contracts and a platform for other people to build upon. Cardano and Solana try to do the same thing. They both offer staking as well, which Ethereum just added. Cardano has been developing very long. It's the person who founded it, Charles Hoskinson, was one of the 8 founders of Ethereum, but it's kind of been a laggard. It's been slow developing. They've been doing a lot of virtue signaling, a lot of the project has been slow to move. But if you don't believe in Ethereum long term, if you think that other projects will do it better longer, like just because you're first doesn't mean you'll do it best. So projects like Cardano and Solana will do better. I don't want to lump Solana in with Cardano, though. I like Cardano personally. And a full disclaimer, I do own Cardano. But Solana I don't like because it's very centralized. They've turned off the network several times. That's a bad sign for me. And there's so many good projects out there. If I find 1 or 2 red flags, I'm out. So Solana for me is an out. Dogecoin. Well, let's talk about one that I'm out on too, because number 11 is Tron. I do not like Justin Sun. I think that he's not done good things for the community. He's done things for himself a lot. I don't see a lot of utility for Tron or usage, so I'm also out on Tron. Dogecoin has been around forever and originally started mostly as a meme coin, as a joke. It's got pretty much that originally had basically it was the opposite of Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a fixed supply. Doge didn't. Doge had no use case, just kind of fun to own. And then all of a sudden, Elon Musk jumped onto it and a few others jumped onto it. And I think it went close to $1. And then maybe not that high, but it certainly went rather high when Elon was on Saturday Night Live. I think that was last year sometime. I think it was last year. But then I think the night before it started to go back down. So does it have utility? Yes. And also it's somewhat partnered a little bit with number 13, Litecoin, which I'm a big fan of. Litecoin, the use case of Litecoin is basically when the banks shut down, that will be one of the means of exchange because it's a copy of Bitcoin, a little bit more supply, 4 times as much, 4 times as fast. Security is a little bit less so it can move faster, but the Litecoin and Bitcoin are virtually the same. High security. Litecoin has never gone down. It's almost as old as Bitcoin. I think it's 2 years younger, which I think it's going to turn 12, I think, in October. And Litecoin's never gone down. It's one of the oldest projects out there. It's going to have a halvening in a few weeks, which is why the price is going up. So it's a very interesting project to watch out for. The project I skipped over. And Litecoin is tied to Dogecoin because if you're mining Litecoin, you can also mine Dogecoin. They're kind of partnered. They're miners. I think they use script the same way. So you can mine both at once. So again, Litecoin is a proof of work. Like Bitcoin is, you mine it. So it's a strong project. And recent developments like the new exchange EDX said Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash, and which I'll get to in a minute. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash were their top 4. So that's another positive for that. Like basically everywhere you'll find Bitcoin used, you'll find Litecoin. The only place I think that I have seen Bitcoin and not seen Litecoin is Cash App, but you have to think that's coming. I mean, even Venmo has it, but anywhere else, pretty much Bitcoin and Litecoin exist. Matic, Polygon. I heard recently that they're going to move towards another rebrand to remove the Matic ticker. Originally, they were just called Matic. Then they became Polygon, and I think they're going to change the symbol Matic to the symbol POL, P-O-L. They have their own blockchain, but their number one claim to fame was that they were a side chain first. They were built on Ethereum, but they also were layer 2, which means that you could transact it's like having a bar tab. You could do a lot of transactions on Matic, and then you could just dump them now and then to Ethereum, which would reduce the congestion for Ethereum, because it still gets very congested. It can only do so many transactions at once. But now Matic's even built their own blockchain. They have tons of partnerships. It's one of the best projects, I think, out there, and I'm a big fan of it. Again, full disclosure, I have Polygon, I have Litecoin. I will try to mention the ones that I have. I can't always you can always ask in the comments if I do or don't. I own some Polkadot as well. Polkadot number 14, that is Gavin Wood. I try to get his name right, but it's Gavin Wood. And Gavin Wood is one of my top people in the industry. And he's probably the number one name that most people don't know. He was, again, one of the 8 founders, along with Charles Hoskinson and Vitalik Buterin, of Ethereum. But Gavin Wood wrote the language. I think it's Solidity or Soliloquy. I think it's Solidity is the language. It's hard to say, even harder to write. Few people know that language, but he invented the language that Ethereum was written with. So he really, if you're going to pick one of the 8, that's really the founder of Ethereum, I would say it's Gavin Wood. Now, Gavin moved on from the project and founded Polkadot. Polkadot had a financial problem. They got money stuck in a wallet. And then they still funded Gavin Wood. And the fact that the money follows Gavin is a strong sign for me. Now, Polkadot, what do? They are another layer 1, but they are building a system or a network so that you can actually have all these different blockchains talk to one another. They're trying to be, a universal translator for all the different blockchains out there, so all these projects can talk to each other. So they're trying to be a platform to develop on, and also a way to talk with the other projects. So moving on, that's wrapping up. Let's wrap up the top 25 today. Avalanche, that's a DeFi coin. If you're in DeFi, Avalanche gets mentioned. It's strong. I don't own it. I'm not big into the DeFi at this point, but Avalanche is a strong project. Skip Wrap Bitcoin, that is just a way of having Bitcoin on Ethereum. Bitcoin Cash, that was a fork of Bitcoin. That similar use case of Litecoin. It's not really popular in the United States, but it's much more popular in Asia. Some people like it, some people don't. But as I mentioned earlier, the EDX exchange is listing as one of their 4. And back when I did Altcoinopoly a couple of years ago, when I was looking for my 4th railroad and I had Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, I was like, Bitcoin Cash seems to fit the bill. So I think they're out there. So they might be a little, they've had a nice run up recently with the news from EDX. Wrapping up, Shiba Inu, it started as a meme coin, another dog project, but they have a strong community. They have white papers, they have use cases. They have a ton of supply. That's why the price is so low. Even though that they're the number 18 project, it's because they have a ton of coins. So that is more of a shot in the dark kind of project. Uniswap is one of the platforms. It's a DeFi platform. It's been out there for a while. DAI is a stable coin on Ethereum. Binance USD is Binance's stable coin. Leo token, I really don't know much about, so I'm going to skip that one. It's finished through 25. Chainlink, that is a coin. That's a project that started on Ethereum. I think they've moved to their own chain, but I'm not certain of that. I have to check on that. But Chainlink's claim to fame was that they were an oracle, and an oracle basically tells you what is the price of something independent of an exchange, or rather than looking on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, what is the price of any given project or something? And that's what Chainlink solves, and they try to use a whole bunch of different sources and say this is the true price of something. So when you use DeFi, they'll inquire an oracle or ask an oracle what's the price, so they know what the price is. Stellar is a copy of XRP. The same person who wrote Stellar also developed XRP. I always get his name wrong. I want to say Jeb, or I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I do know that the person who wrote XRP moved on from XRP and wrote XLM. So when XLM, basically they moved together. XLM is less centralized, and it's not intended for the central banks. So if you like the concept of what they can do, you'll like XLM, but maybe not XRP. Last one I'm going to go over, I'm going to go to 27 because I do like 27. So 25, Monero, that is the privacy coin. It is very strong. If you're looking at privacy on blockchain, Litecoin has Mimblewimble. That's a feature that they added. Other projects have tried to do privacy, but Monero is the number 1 privacy coin. If you want to send cryptocurrency anonymously. Monero is used, and it's a very strong project, and many people support it. But it's not talked much about because it's kind of private. And then skipping another stable coin, the last one I'll talk about is Cosmos or Atom. That's a project I've liked for a long time. That's another layer one, similar to what Polkadot does, but not quite as large. Cosmos is a layer one. You can build on top of it. There's an ecosystem. They have lots of projects, and you can talk to other projects with it. So that's another strong project if you are not a big fan of Ethereum. So let me drop out of here. That was the top 25-ish of the projects. I hope that you like this. Please, if you like this kind of video, like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments. I will be doing this weekly. What do you want me to talk about? What can I improve on? Did you like this format? I'm looking forward to all your comments. I read everyone, and I will be commenting back as I see them. So once again, thank you for watching. I appreciate your time and you spending it with me. And for now, I'm going to say I will see you next time. Take care.